Okay, we made our way back up to the C box. This is the old way of playing it, but this works. And not only that, we get to play the 5, the 7, excuse me, the 5, the root, and the 4. So we get that extra 5, that extra open string right there. So we've got less string bits left over. This 7 and 3 aren't going to be used. Okay, unless you can figure out a way to do that. So that's why I'm keeping this pattern, and it's good to have a couple of ways to do something, because the more you learn the system, the way it fits together, the more it's just easier to fit things together in certain situations. So we got the S3C, okay, C, G, and then D, and then we go into the long pattern, warp it up. Okay, so there's your long pattern with C. Now I want to talk about modal a little bit. So if I'm playing some sort of a kind of a C groove, we're going to want to play that diatonic in C. So you could just start on the C. You could play it when you're practicing, just do the whole pattern. So it's okay. So the diatonic goes along with that root chord if you're in the key of C. That's important to remember. Alright, so my arm hurts a little bit. I don't know why. Probably just because I've been sleeping, but working out hard. Because I really, really want to lose this belly fat. I don't know if this is a commercial, but I really want to lose this belly fat, but I don't think I ever really, really quite will lose it. The less of it, the better. So I want to show you the fret nuts now that I worked on here. These are the big long fret nuts. They span the pattern board and just the fretboard. Remember, this is the fretboard underneath. These are the two caged positions that the long pattern will cover. So they in fourths. Now CDE, remember that's a pentatonic scale fragment. CDE. Okay. So that makes it easy if you're starting the root position on the one, the long position on the one, starting out with the long position there, which would be right here. S3C, S3XL. And then going to the next cage up for the short position. So that's easy. And just reviewing, why don't we just do the whole thing in the first cage up? You can do that. You could do that, but you're not going to be playing a first position. You could be playing a second position. So if I have down here, my guitar is tuned down here, so when I play E shape down here, it comes out of C. It's the real deal C. But it's not the real deal A. But what I'm saying is its pitch is C, Sure, I could just do everything in D, but then I can't play my C here and play a little ditty down here, S3C would be C shape, D. Oh, okay, we don't want to do the C shape there. If I'm playing an E there, I want to be playing the E shape. Now let's look at that, I guess. It's very next door because the diminished fourth. The diminished fourth is the next box over. So going counterclockwise, we're going to the fourth, which is a diminished fourth in the circle, in the string circle. Okay, string shaped circle. Remember the string shaped circle down here? So it goes in fourths, but this is encaged. This is shown in cage. Sorry, I had to sneeze. If you skip every other letter encaged, you're going in fifths. Going the other way, you skip every other letter, you're going in fourths. So C comes down, skip D to E. That's a string shaped fourth, etc. All right, so we're looking at the E shape from C shape. It's just right next door. So if I play that C on the bottom of my guitar here, the pattern's going to go an S to R XL, which is just, and to an S for E. So this is an E string shape right here. Now I can pick up that E string shape anywhere. That takes me into the A box right there, because I realized that when I got to the top string that I was playing an A shape. So if you're going to play any shape from any string, once you get to that top string, what string shape are you on? That's what box you're in. Okay, so that's 7 root 2. Okay, so we're not doing too bad here. Okay, so just a little couple of things that need to be mentioned before we finish, and that is that if you're going to play the modes of that major scale, of that major root chord, let's say C major root chord, if you're going to play the modes here, first thing people might think of is playing chords. So here's my root on the bottom. Okay, then. So that's just Dorian, Phrygian. Actually, it's D minor, E minor, F, right? If we're going to do pentatonics on each of those chords, the D minor pentatonic fits in, the D minor arpeggio fits into its relative major F, F pentatonic. That contains this. So if I just start on this or any of the other two in the triad and follow that its relative major pentatonic, then that works. Same thing with the E minor and the G pentatonic. So the G pentatonic or the 5 pentatonic. So the fifth is always the third of the tri-pentatonic. So it's 1 4 5 1 4 5. Even though this is the 4 5 of the position, the next position up. The fifth, you know, you would start on any of the members of that E minor, E, G, or D, and then you would play the pentatonic, play into the pentatonic of its relative major, which is the G. So it sounds like this, as opposed to. So you do that to do that on guitar. That's what we're going to do in a second, as soon as the segment kind of times out. And we can do that in any of the shapes. So there are rules that pentatonic major